Hi internet, so I'm going to be doing a book review today on J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Also, look at this cover, isn't it pretty? I like it. Also, it has the numbers up here, I realised this morning, which is kind of awesome. Anyway, so Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Growing up, I guess I was a year younger than the perfect age to read Harry Potter when it came out, or I just didn't hear about it when it came out. I don't think I heard about it till I was 11, and I wasn't into reading at that stage because, you know, I was a popular in skill and stuff at that stage for that year. So that was the thing. And Harry Potter, I just never got up on the upkeep on Harry Potter. Like, I've watched all the movies, but I was never enticed to read the book. And then, like, when I got back into reading when I was about 14, 15, 16, it was kind of past the Harry Potter. Everyone had already finished reading most of the books, and the last few still hadn't come out because I don't know when they came out. I think it was only a couple of years ago. Anyway, so it's kind of like, well, I can't, no one's reading it now and I'm not a child, so why would I read that? Then the other day, I've had it in my mind for a while now that I wanted to read the books just to like experience the magical world of Hogwarts and Harry Potter, and then I just haven't come across any copies that I like, or if I came across them, they were the like original covers that came out. I think the English version we have. Yeah, we have the English version. And then I was walking through the shops, saw this beauty with the other ones on the shelf and went, like, look at these covers. Yeah, thought like that would go with my magic studies. I just decided to pick it up, buy it, and I've read it. So, for those of you that have never met the internet, and this is your first time, and haven't been alive for long enough to know what Harry Potter is, Harry Potter is I guess you'd say, child's kind of high fantasy fiction where it's set in the UK. And there is wizards and witches, and really it's all centered around one boy, Harry Potter. And we follow him as we find out his parents have died and he was left with a Muggle family, and then he finds out he's a wizard and goes to Hogwarts, which is a magic school for wizards and witches. I think it's the best from memory. I don't know, we like watch his adventures for 7 books and 8 movies and experience the whole thing all in one package that takes a few years to do in my review of Harry Potter. If I could have, I think I would go back in time and force my younger self to read it, because it would have been so much better and like, wow, if I read it back when I was younger. Like, I want to be mean, have a child at 9 read the whole Harry Potter series, and then get them through their 10th year and never get a letter from Hogwarts. That would be the meanest thing possible, but I would also consider doing it. I would. But yeah, if I could, I would go back and try and force my younger self into reading Harry Potter. But then even now, having finished The Philosopher's Stone, I liked it. I would give it like a 4.5 out of 5, because it is great. It is kind of geared more towards a childlike mind, although it is very descriptive. I think in a lot of things I've kind of lost touch with it because I'm not that age that Harry is, and anytime I think about them I'm like thinking of a 16-year-old, so certain things don't make sense to me as I'm reading it, but then go, wait, no, he's 11, it's all good. Also, it was in a world before like social media and mobile phones and things like that, so I kind of want to like go back to before that shit existed and have read it, and it would have made more sense, whereas now I'm kind of like still waiting for a mobile to show up. Waiting, never gonna happen, I don't think. I don't think it does happen, I can't remember, I really don't think it does. But yeah, I enjoyed it, it is a really good read. I just think reading it at my age now, it's kind of like, and one of the people that I know at work who's almost 40, he tried to read it not long ago and he was saying no, it's too much of a child book for him. J.K. Rowling is really descriptive, like so many things were described, and I was just like, part of me was like, does everything need to be described? Another part of me, having forgot apparently most of the first movie, that I needed it. It helped my imagination. Like, I know what Professor McGonagall looks like as a cat. I know everyone's faces. I know what Draco Malfoy looks like, and then I'll be like, I can just picture a really fat, ugly Dudley, and I can picture the Weasleys in great detail, and Hermione and everyone. So that's good, but still really descriptive. I don't know why I have a problem with how descriptive. I think it was just the first couple of chapters in the book. Having read those, I was kind of like, this is really descriptive and kind of plainly written, but as I get further in, it's kind of like, oh wow, that's good, I like it. Yeah, I finished it in one day. And then went straight out and brought Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, and The Goblet of Fire. So that was cool. And I've tried to like kind of watch the first movie again, and oh, I have forgotten so much of that movie. And the graphics, oh, bad graphics were in the early 2000s. I can't even remember when it came out. When was this one published actually? Published in 1997. So I would have been 5 when it was published. And then it didn't really become a thing until... I didn't read it until I was like 11, so 6 years there. That's probably why I missed out. If I was like slightly older, by a couple of years, I would have gotten it when it was still new and there were still a few books coming out. But I just missed the point. I was in the perfect range for Twilight though, so if not the older range of Twilight. That's how I classify people's age. It's like when you're in like the whole Harry Potter era or the Twilight era, I don't know what Divergent and Hunger Games would be different eras as well. But yeah, overall I really liked the book. Obviously nothing happened in it that I wasn't expecting, because like the entire time I'm like, I know what's under that tavern. I do. I know he's a person of interest. I know what happens. I think my favourite thing, which it's Harry Potter, I'm gonna use spoilers now because I can't. It's Harry Potter, everyone's seen it. It's kind of like the Hunger Games. Like, it's been around for that long, everyone's seen it. Lord of the Rings, I will spoil the fuck out of Lord of the Rings. As I was reading Harry Potter, like, at one point I was like, okay, I get it. So, like, Harry's Harry, the main character. And Hagrid's kind of like the affectionate older sibling or parent that he never got. Like, Hagrid's kind of like his adopted mother. Feeding him off his breast. Then... Gandalf, Albus Dumbledore is kind of just like that stoic father figure that's, he's around, he'll guide you in the right direction, but he's not going to tell you what to do. And he's not really a father figure, but he kind of is. And I'm just like so happy every time he like hangs out with the Weasleys, and like the Weasley family have just accepted him. I think I relate more to the Weasleys than anyone, so go the Weasleys. Even if they are Rangers. Like being a Ranger is a bad thing. It just is, okay. And I think seeing as many things about, as I have seen on the internet, so Dumbledore's kind of just like, I'm here, I'm going to guide you. Not really going to do much. He's kind of like more of a standoffish version of Gandalf. I think Gandalf was more involved in everyone's life than Dumbledore. Because Gandalf was at least like, Baggins, you're going on a journey. No choice in the matter. Although I guess Frodo's going to a school, no choice in the matter. That was still a bit through Hagrid. Well, Frodo, I just put you in mortal danger, sorry! Whereas Harry, you were always in mortal danger, sorry, you couldn't do anything about it unless I killed Thomas Riddle years ago. Which I should have before he gained his power, even though I was kind of the one who adopted him, sort of. Actually, that now doesn't make sense to me. I just remembered something in the movies that doesn't make sense now. Yeah. Professor McGonagall, I feel, is like, just should be his favourite teacher. Like, she's just like, Professor McGonagall, I'm gonna be hard on you, Harry, because McGonagall's like the teacher parent. She's like, I have to be hard on you because it needs to happen, but like, I have a soft spot here for you because of Lily and James. And the entire time I'm reading the book, I'm like, Lily sacrificed herself for you. And then we found it out in the book and I was like, see, your mother. You're never going to see your family. Ever. Also, the fact that Hermione and Ron are going to get together is blindly obvious in the first book. From the way they react to each other, how Hermione can get so hurt from Ron. And then anytime Hermione's in trouble, even though Ron picks on her, he's like, oh, Hermione. So that, excellent foresight. And Snape would be also like that father figure, the more classic father figure that like was the rule enforcer and wasn't the one to do fun stuff. Like I'm talking back in the day, that you didn't really get to communicate with, although you knew you weren't his favourite child because you had other siblings who were his favourite children. But it was like hard on you to teach you a lesson. After watching the films, I'm like sitting there going, Snape! Every time he does something, I'm like, Severus Snape! Severus Snake! Snape, whatever his name is. You, sir, you win the Emmy! You win the Emmy, Severus! Sniverus? Snape, whatever. Being all, I hate you because you look like your dad, but you remind me of your mom, who I love, and I have to keep you safe because I owe your father and I was kind of in love with your mother. Just thinking about Snape, like I read something earlier and I was like, Snape is gonna be the one to make me cry in this book. I can tell you already. That or Black, because I'm reading Prisoner of Azkaban now, so he could make me cry. You can see it. I think I cried in Prisoner of Azkaban. Also, in the movie I fell asleep in multiple times. I can remember where, but I can't tell you what was happening because I was asleep. Okay, just everyone has a soft spot for Harry. You know how I know. Because he will break any rule and get out of it. He will escape the tragedy of it. I'll just be like, Harry Potter, you broke every school rule. But here you go, lad. 500 points for Gryffindor, which just pushes you over the line to beat Slytherin. And Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff are just like, ah. Oh, that reminds me. Did Pottermore. I know I did it about a year ago when I got Slytherin. Did it again, got Hufflepuff. I know, apparently I'm nicer now. Who knows? Oh, for some reason I always thought Neville Longbottom was Hufflepuff, but he's Gryffindor. It makes no sense. It makes sense, but like my memory makes no sense. Have any of you guys read it? Most people have, so only up your take. Or have you watched the movies and what did you think, at least about the first one? I liked it. It isn't the one that's made me like, compelled me to keep reading. Like I got Chamber of Secrets and I was kind of like, well, I'll get this one and then we'll see. And then I got the rest. And have to read them. If any of you guys read it, what did you think about it? Leave it below. Which is going to sound really odd in 5 years when they get rid of the comment section from down below and it's up the side or it's on top or it's like live stream somewhere. That will be interesting. Yeah, leave it below. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys are having a lovely week and I will see you next time. Bye.